Salam
Uh,
alaikum. Good afternoon, good morning to our beautiful and loyal viewers. Welcome back to another episode of Daily Updates with A&M. Today is April 25th. We are your hosts, Aldin and Munir, and let's get into it. Munir, how are you today, my good sir?
I'm doing amazing. On this day, 3 years ago, it was April 25th as well. Um, it was Ramadan, I think, or it wasn't. We had, we
Either
pushed for
was or
OP
wasn't, you're right
bidding.
about that.
We pushed for OP bidding, if I
Yeah?
remember correctly. Yeah, I think it was April 25th. I remember those dates. I might be wrong. Might be wrong, like month up, month down. I might be wrong.
Yeah. A
Yeah,
year
but
up or
it's
down, I mean, who's counting?
a year up or down. Of course. I'm doing amazing, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing
You're looking
phenomenal.
slick,
I'm looking
looking
slick,
slick. You
spiffy.
do.
You know what, man? I need to step up my wardrobe. This is going to be the new standard. It has to be. There's no other option. God willing, this is going to be the new standard, okay?
Okay. Happy to hear, man.
So let's dive into what happened yesterday, break the day down. So we had 54 available drivers, 40 of them were booked, 14 were not, 74% fleet utilization rate. This part looks almost the same as the day before. Is this
I
updated
think,
for sure?
yeah, I think it looks the same, but just 1 second. Just 1 second.
Nah, 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 nah. We had 619 bids, 46 booked loads. The win ratio is different for sure, but the other numbers look the same. 91% average rate per mile. 91% average rate per mile, of course, means that some loads were a dollar, dollar 10, dollar 20. Others were 70 or 60 cents.
Remember Monday, 81 cents a mile. I told you guys 81 cents a mile because we had an extraordinary number of people in the west, down south in Florida. We were booking so cheap. So, but I think yesterday and as well today, our average rate per mile is up by 10 cents. So that's nice to see.
Did you check these numbers? Is this right?
I'm trying, but my app is not. The app is just stuck. So apologies, everyone.
Okay,
App is not.
let me give it a
Um,
give it a try here. Okay. This is that polishing, man, that must be done over time to get to a point where you're able to not have to fact check yourself in the middle of it. Okay, we'll keep chugging along. We'll come back to this and update it if it is indeed needing an update. You want to go over this?
yeah, I think overall, actually better situation than we had, especially Monday. So right now we see 6 or 7 people on the list. On Monday we had high number of drivers, of course, due to weekend, but as well yesterday it was probably around 10 people that had some sort of PIT from 5 hours up to what we had, 627. He is on the list. He places bids out of New Jersey, but he's around home, so he's not really active. So we can move from him. 626. I'm just gonna mention red. What is a code red really on the list? 626, 342, 273. All of those guys are really waiting and are bidding or have a wonderful setup on their end. And we're trying to get them out of there or book them. They all of them delivered yesterday from 8 a.m. until around 12, and they were not booked afterwards. We see one guy in Washington. He delivered in Washington. The load was very well paid, but this is another example that it's difficult out of Washington, and I wouldn't be surprised if we need to move him down south to California, or if we book him, it's gonna be probably around 60 cents a mile out of there. So we know all of these guys are code red for us. We're trying to book them because whoever gets in service that day is really before 2 p.m. It's really a code red priority to get them booked. Others are just, you know, nothing scary. I guess we'll have them booked today
Yeah.
without major difficulties.
Yeah, we got to make sure with the Washington guy, man. Like, if it makes sense to send people there, let's do it. If it doesn't make sense, then we shouldn't. I did confirm these numbers are indeed correct. So they were just similar to yesterday's with some of the details, but perfect. Okay, so we had seven cleared candidates. Perfect. Seven for seven, 100%. Good job, ops.
Indeed.
Driver spotlight. Um,
Listen, man, we're gonna run out of these perfect performance drivers really soon. So we had around five, I think, so far. I don't know how many of those are still left,
well,
but still.
this is a phenomenal human being, man. This is one of my favorite um, drivers on a personal level, just because he's someone that I have had a chance to sit down with, a number of times. And I invite all drivers, when you're passing through St. Louis, swing by, let's sit down, drink some coffee, go out and get some food so we can meet. Um, Fuad is a phenomenal human being. I have personally never heard him really complaining about any situation in life. He's one of these people that, whatever's going on, he says, Alhamdulillah, or, thank God, and he just kind of navigates through it. But back, on this professional level, 309 stops, 157 shipments, loads to have 100% on time. I mean, this just gets more and more impressive. I think this is the highest number we've seen, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh, you might be. We had other people as well that are, long time, long serving BHX, like Roland had, I think, post 300. But regardless, all of them were high.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing when you think about it. 309 times. Our allowance on this would be six late arrivals. That's what we're okay with. That's what our target is, right? On 300 stops, if he was late six of them, he would be meeting our target. But not with our man Fuad. He was 100%, which is absolutely amazing. There were 51 late arrivals. However, they were justified, meaning that he provided good communication. Um, and that's all we ask for in those cases. Anything you
Indeed,
want to add?
nothing else, man. All love to what.
Okay, let's break down yesterday. Most loads booked by Haris. Phenomenal job, Haris. Average driver pace 710. Highest again was Haris. Second place was Vedad with 532 with 13 loads. Follow-up ratios are high. Again, we are almost at 60% with a couple of our day guys. So phenomenal job there. The win ratio remains low. It just shows you guys that, we're not bidding too low. We're trying to get you guys as much as we can on every load. Um,
Yeah,
Overall,
overall, just wanted to mention that and provide some context. Overall, our bid win ratio in the beginning of the year was 9-10%. Lately, we experience way more bids. We're bidding, and that's a good sign, and weeks are getting better, and that's nice to see. I think, when we hit May, we should be cruising. Compared, if we just look at the last couple of years, we should be cruising when it comes to just the number of lows coming up, and that as well has decreased our bid win ratio. We're bidding more, and we're bidding more sometimes even on the small straight lows, large straight lows. Then after we check, of course, we realize, or brokers say it must be dock high, even though it can fit to our vehicles, but it must be dock high. And I checked really yesterday, and there were a lot of those, and I think 2% was
what I do?
reason for that 2% drop is mainly in us bidding on bigger vehicles
Yeah, we
for the freight that can fit.
we need to check that, man. I'm gonna check today. if it makes sense for us, continue
Yeah,
because
I
for
think I wanted to bring that forward. Yeah, on some it does. We sometimes book, man, but it's
yeah,
not a high win ratio. We can check what's the win ratio for small trade, large trade bids, and if it is
yeah,
like 1-2%, then we're just wasting time.
yeah, I'm gonna check on that today. Um, okay, onward. Highest rate per mile was another shorty, 166 miles Illinois to Illinois, for $300, which is $1.81 per mile. Obviously, when we book these, we aim to book multiple of them. We don't want this to be the only one. Is the red the delivery location or the pickup location? Do you know?
I think it's Middleton is delivery.
Okay, cool. Onward. We had this longest load was Quebec to Oklahoma, 1960 miles for 1960. Man, this is one of the best loads we've seen too. This is a
It's a great
really,
load.
really good paid load. Oklahoma is not a bad area at all. A dollar a mile in today's market for almost $2,000 and 2,000 miles. Phenomenal job. Love to see it. Go ahead and go over this one.
Rural Retreat, Virginia, going to Gulf Ontario. These are guys. I love these loads. These are my type of loads. Reason for that is, it's Virginia, West Virginia is not really the busiest area on the east. And then when we get something like this, 760 miles, $880, 16 going to Ontario, you just cannot get better. You really cannot get better out of this region. Usually, what we do out of this region, we try to get someone to Ohio, Indiana, or Tennessee just to get them out of there, out of the mountains. And
Mm-hmm.
when they get up to Ontario, it's just really, really a beautiful load, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Like we keep saying every day, the Ontario loads always pop up on this best loads list.
They do,
Lowest
man.
rate per mile, Georgia to Michigan. That's not terrible, honestly. Out of Georgia, it's about average. 750 miles for 525. Considering you're going to the best area or one of the best area for loads, um, it's not horrible. Obviously, we're not oblivious to the fact that 70 cents a mile is not great, but we also have to be realistic within the market. We can demand whatever we want, but the market will pay whatever it wants to pay, and this is the best that we've been able to get in this case.
Great.
Okay.
These are the out of South guys. We sometimes need to place 20, 30 bids to get these kind of loads. That's why they're so good. It's easy to book Atlanta to Florida, but who wants that? No one wants that. We skip
Right.
that. Why? Because we would just need to relocate back, and we cannot guarantee any type of load. But this one is just beautiful.
Yes, sir. Did you share the link, right?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
So, warning, always prioritize safety over speeding, follow all traffic laws, wear your seatbelt, and avoid risky maneuvers. Remember that your safety and safety of others on the road are more important than meeting a tight delivery schedule. As much as we care about on-time delivery, guys, and performance, safety will always remain the number one thing. Speeding is never a way to combat delays, right? I mean, if you have to speed to get somewhere on time, A, don't just be late instead and communicate to us. B, plan better because you should never have to speed to get somewhere on time. We will never put you in that situation, and if we do, it's an oversight, it's a mistake, and just communicate to us and we'll fix it. Um, but really, speeding will get you somewhere 5 minutes faster. We're not talking about converting, like getting somewhere 3 hours faster because you're speeding. So, just prioritize your safety. We all assume we're gonna, not get into an accident every time we drive. Wear that seat belt, pay attention, stay off your phone, obey all traffic um, signs, including obviously the speed limit.
Have you ever watched? Have you ever watched that? I mean, just it's I don't want to forget it. I don't know if you watched when in the U.S. When they put it in law that you need to put a seat belt when you're driving, but whatever, 1960s, 70s, and there was like a journalist recording or TV people recording uh, somewhere in Arkansas or Oklahoma, I don't know, and then they say, what do you think about this new law that you need to do? This is crazy. We're turning into a communist Russia right here. Next thing they're gonna do is that they're gonna tell you you cannot drink and drive, and then the next thing you know, after the 8 hour, 10 hour work, I cannot drink too. It's
I seen that.
insane.
I seen
It's
that.
crazy, man.
I seen that. It's almost like a parody, but I think it is a real
It is
news clip or
real.
whatever. Okay. 84 stops, 3 late arrivals. Um, Excellent job on the 81 stops that we were on time. Thank you guys for providing good quality communication. Thank you for leaving when you're supposed to the 3 stops that we were late. Let's remember late arrival unjustified means that either you did not plan your route or you did not communicate well enough to us. Our customers expect 100%. We expect 98% from you guys, so let's continue to head in the right direction. Every day we show you guys examples of drivers that manage to be on time with hundreds of stops, so it's possible.
It,
All right. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. I've heard that saying a million times. Les Brown, American politician, motivational speaker. I've never heard of him. Have you?
never. Never
I've
heard of
heard the
him.
saying.
Uh, yeah,
I have.
yeah, I heard of it. Yeah.
Have you? You want to build on top of this one, or you want me to rant?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? I mean, what is it? What is a man if he doesn't have great aspirations and great dreams? And dream big is one of our core values, and you cannot just dream big by shooting for the closest object, but you really need to go and through the roof, as they say, through that ceiling. That is always that is never a final destination, but as this quote really says, uh, quite literally is not true, but in metaphorically is very true that if you shoot for the moon, that you land among stars.
Hmm.
And yeah, that for us as well as a company or as a team, dream big being our core value, a cultural thing that we want to have in our company. Yeah, it's just will push not just yourself, but you'll push everyone around you if you have that kind of spirit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well said. We'll leave it at that. Melody's trip to Alaska, 2,685 miles from Selkirk, Manitoba to Fairbanks, Alaska, um, on April 4th, 2022. This was a fun trip. I think Melody, this is the first one she had. It was the third or second time we as a company went to Alaska. Ironically, both times, or not ironically, I don't know what it is, but I guess considering the fact that majority of our fleet is obviously male drivers, this being a male-dominated industry. Both of the trips we had to Alaska were women. So there's a little fun fact. There's a little fun fact.
Yeah, I remember this vividly. Really, she was really sharing the pictures on the trip, and then we had a third Alaska this year. Also, 2023, we had our third Alaska, and was done by a team, father and son, Bosnians, first Bosnians to reach Anchorage. So, yeah, maybe we'll have a throwback Thursday next time for them as well.
Yeah, yeah, we should. Okay, cool, man. Well, anything else you want to go over?
Nope, that's about it. Stay safe out there.
Stay safe, everyone. Have a beautiful day.